Hi all, Pitsky MP here, back with another Metroid Prime strat slash help video. Recently I had some people watching, multiple people had been watching my stream and had mentioned that they had never seen anybody do this, my strat that I use for Spiderless Shaft 1, or Elevator Access A, and expressed some interest in knowing how it was done. And I don't blame them. So a lot of the other strats in this room, I personally ended up getting annoyed with them. They required, jumping to other pegs after you jump to this one. They required turning around all the way and looking at a light. None of them honestly ever felt 100% consistent. They would still fail once in a while, as will this one every once in a great while because you didn't take the time to diligently set it up properly. That being said, I figured I would demonstrate what I do here, and people can use it at their leisure if they would like, if they so choose. So once you've BSJ'd up to this pillar, the only condition for the start of this lineup is that you're perpendicular or like 90 degrees to this pillar. So and again, the faster you become at this and the more you comfortably become with your positioning on the pillar and what your final desired outcome is, you can become, a little bit more lenient with this as you go. This lineup is specific and it does provide 100% consistency. Your variance from that will come from, just how far you're willing to push cutting the corners to make it, that much faster. So so you're 90 degrees, right? So when you press L, Samus, a little target reticle appears, in the center of the screen, right? So I like to look down a little bit and then just hold it with L. I use that as my visual cue. So honestly, all you do is you strafe until your reticle is roughly aligned center with this second white line in the center of the pillar. Once you have achieved that lineup, you want to, without moving, readjust Samus's angle now with R to be lined up with the edge of the pillar here, like that. And now you're ready to make your jump. So the jump is arguably the trickier part of this, but once you understand the jump itself, once you understand what you're doing, it shouldn't be any problem. So basically you're just jumping back with your first jump, just get away from the pillar, and then you're going to be kind of strafing or following, like in a half moon, direction. You want to kind of follow from down to up, going left on the control stick. So you want to kind of strafe it, or like half moon it up. What this is doing is once you've jumped backwards, you want to jump into the corner of the spider track. However, you don't want to jump straight at the corner. You want to kind of rub against the wall and kind of come in at it from a nice wide angle. And so that's kind of why you want to kind of strafe it or half moon it, however you want to, whatever terminology you want to use here. You'll notice that if you do that correctly, you get stuck, right? So now the next important thing is to not just on this jump to just totally jump away from the spider track and try and get restuck again. I find it a lot more consistent to kind of stay stuck, or stay close to the pillar at this point, or the spider track, I guess. Kind of nerfing your speed, because this strat requires 2 jumps to get to the top. Your first one, you want to just jump mildly, right? And get stuck again. And then, oh, if done correctly, it only takes 2. But anyway, on your final jump, you can actually fully pull away from the wall and just space jump up to the top. So yeah, that's the lineup I use. That's the method I use for getting stuck in the spider track. And see how I kind of like strafe around, how I kind of like rub up against the wall and come into the spider track from the side. You don't want to just jump straight at the spider track. That's kind of the important part of it, right? And as I said, you can, as you get more comfortable with all the positioning and the angles, speed it up, to your desired speed and flow. Just know that the trick is as consistent as the lineup is actually being followed. If you get too far away from the lineup thinking you're winging it properly and the trick starts to fail on you, that's a good place to start, is to go back to the basics. Did I line it up properly, or at least close to? And am I doing the jump properly? So yeah, I hope that helps, and I will catch you next time on my next help video. Thanks.